It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for Gardening Inside Out, coming to you from the Bates Nursery and Garden Center here and the Green Room Studios, the finest radio studio broadcast facility in the gardening industry, right here. That was smooth. That was smooth, wasn't it, David?
That's what you know what? We just go with it, and whatever adjectives might seem to apply are applicable. So we'll just let it go with that. And
Okay.
Welcome in, everyone. Glad to have you all here today. We do have a little weather to talk about.
We do.
Yeah, going to be kind of a dicey little bit of a day, Josh. So we're going to try to work through that and find the way to negotiate the gardening world with the weather that we've got going on. And today, of course, is Saturday, the 15th of March.
Beware the Ides.
It's a special day. And the forecast says strong storms with wind. The precipitation, at least for where we are, has been reduced down to like 2¼ inches thereabouts. It is and we'll look at the radar here shortly. Much of it has gone to the east. There is still more coming up from the southwest. So we are not going to miss. However, it's going to be a little bit less rainfall. Everybody's going to get some, and everybody's going to get wind. As we move through the day today into tomorrow, could be some lingering showers in the early morning hours and cooler. 55 degrees for the high tomorrow with right at freezing for the overnight. On Monday, warms up a bit, 61, 41, and sunshine returns. Tuesday, warmer still, 76, 53. Wednesday, a few showers move back in, 74, 39 on Thursday.
Nice.
A little bit back down again, 50, 33, partly cloudy. And as we move towards next weekend, we're kind of get back to where we are temperature-wise today, 70, 48 on Saturday. Now, let's give a look at the radar to give everyone, here's where we currently are. And you can see that a lot of rainfall has moved off to the east. We've got all this coming up from the west, and if we kind of go into the future on that, you'll see that it's going to get to the Middle Tennessee area here. You see there's Nashville right there. So it's going to be a developing thing throughout the day. Depending on where you are, will have a lot to do with what you actually receive precipitation-wise. So just be weather aware. Go over here to Tyler's favorite spot.
There you go.
And you see all the clouds and everything's moving into the area. There's the sunlight moving across. So there's that. And as you can see on our weather station here, we've received zero rainfall. I suspect there are some places east of here that maybe have gotten a couple of inches already. So that's how widely ranging the precipitation is. You could have nothing or you could have quite a lot. And currently here, it's 66.2 degrees live from the Green Room here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. And Tyler, was there one more link that you had for us here?
Yes, I think there was. Let's go to that now.
We've got.
What?
Wow.
Oh, it's someone's birthday.
Dun, da, 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 da. This is supposed to be working, but it does not work. It does not work. Happy birthday, Josh. Happy birthday, Josh. Yeah.
Looking down the saxophone of life there, as it were.
I believe that's supposed to be tooting the birthday song.
Yeah.
Tooting the birthday song.
Yeah, wow.
So
I
anyway,
thought that would work.
A big shout out to Diana for the heads up on that. That was our partner in crime. She personally reached out to me this morning, Josh.
I'll take care of that when I get home.
Well, you know what? What goes around comes around. It was my turn last week.
Yeah.
This week it's yours.
Well,
We go through this every year, Josh. It's
oh, I
not
know.
like
I know.
a new phenomenon. We've been at it for well over a quarter of a century now.
Yep.
So we kind of know.
And David.
Tomorrow's my brother Joe's birthday, by the way.
Very cool. Very cool. A lot of them in March. By the way, since you brought it up and mentioned how long you and I have been together doing the program in one form or fashion or another, we lost a member of the at-home show / Gardening Inside Out family in the last few days.
And not just any guy.
No.
Ernie Son was an incredible guy. He had one of the most wonderful baritone singing voices, and he was a great bass player.
Oh.
And he was drop dead funny.
With the skilled producers that we've had through the years, and I'm talking from Corey Berry to Chris Weber and all points in between.
Jim Stevens.
The award-winning producer, the Round Mound of Sound, Chris Ladd. Little Dirty Ernie was the one that he goes way back to the Blue Room.
Every now and then we had to throw pennies at the production window to waken him.
Yeah, he was gigging out on Friday night, and some nights he would be quite tired when he came in to do the show.
Anyway, he was a jewel of a guy.
Yep.
Real sweetheart, man.
Iconic in the bluegrass industry too. Mandy Barnett's band, Earl Monroe's boys.
Near the end of Johnny Cash's life, Ernie was privileged to get to play with him, and I think that was one of those things for Ernie that he really felt incredibly special about, getting to do that with Johnny. So wherever you are out there, Ernie, Godspeed to you. It was it was really good knowing you.
We have to throw a penny at Tyler no, we better not.
It would be an honor.
Okay. No, Ernie was on the last at-home show Christmas edition. Was that the last one we did?
I think so.
Yeah, he'd been struggling, but he's in a better place now. So good for him.
We're better for knowing him because he was a wonderful guy and a great talent, and brought a lot to the party every time.
And the best part of it, never made it to the airwaves. I promise you that.
That's true. That is true. Absolutely. Well, speaking of the airwaves,
yes.
Fortunate to have an entire cast. And by the way, thanks to Tyler for sitting in for me last week, and Rachel for sitting in for him. And who we have sitting in for themselves this week, that's Caroline Gant and Austin Lowen. Welcome, guys. Great to see you today.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good to be here.
Great to be here.
Good to not be flooded in. I really thought this morning I was going to wake up to a mess outside, but
there was no rain for us yet.
It was super calm this morning. It was nice to sit out there, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you made it in.
We all know that the fuse has been lit to spring. Things have decidedly taken off, and it's time because it's been. Things have been a little sluggish getting going, so we're really thrilled about that. We're really glad to see the amount of folks that there are who are enthused about getting into their gardens and digging in the dirt and having the level of success that it's reasonable to expect when you do all the right things and you buy the best stuff, and you get to have the level of expertise that we try to make available here at Bates Nursery and Gardening Inside Out. So thanks everyone for being here. Austin and Caroline, thank you both for being here. And so what you got on your mind this morning?
I think you just nailed it, really. This past week with the last week's daylight savings time changed everything. Everybody is ready. So this week here at the nursery, there's been a buzz. You can just feel it.
You can feel it. Yesterday was wild.
Yesterday was very busy. It was sunny. It was nice. There was 1,000 people out here, and it was
great.
Fun. I was talking gardening all day. I was in my happy place yesterday. It was really nice to be able to talk to all y'all about that. Another thing that's really hit is the allergies. I don't know about y'all, but my throat is killing me this morning.
We can only hope for straight line winds and a Bradford pear eradication this week.
Blows them all
the
down.
great white plague has struck.
It truly has.
It's kind of hilarious, Josh, that it struck right for your birthday.
I know.
It's like literally nothing happened, and then yesterday and today they woke up and they were like, "Hey, Josh, you hate us, but it's your birthday."
Yeah, okay.
So here you go. Smell us. You hate us.
What's it smell like, David Bates?
Well, it doesn't smell good. I'll put it that way.
And what, no, okay. All right.
Not a good one.
I'll let you display the adjectives.
But they are kind of pretty.
Be
So
careful, Josh.
It's a three-letter word. So, yes.
Maybe your birthday, you don't get special treatment due to your language practice.
Okay,
so just watch it.
All right.
But yeah, allergies are going crazy. Hey, Pam is blowing up the Bates Facebook page.
Hey, Pam.
Good morning, Pam. Pam says, I was looking forward to live weather or Austin weather reporting. Haha. That would be Austin Waters when he came in. We had a special guest on the show, Austin Waters reporting a couple weeks ago when
that happened.
Flooded in.
He's not out there today in the field. Nothing happened, Pam. It's all good. I mean, next time something happens, Austin Waters will be back.
We need to get you like a blazer and everything.
There's no one at Bates Nursery who has more alternate monikers than Austin does. He's Kev, he's Austin Waters. There may be a few others that we don't know about.
There are. Yeah, there are some. And then Pam also said she planted her Oreo seeds yesterday. So we talked about hyacinth bean last week. I bought some. You got some. I have not put mine in the ground. Joyce came out, bought 2 packets.
Yeah.
Sounds like Pam got some. So.
I know. I got myself excited talking about hyacinth bean last week. Like, I love that plant and haven't grown it in a few years. So, yeah, I got a packet of seed, too.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I've got a pot. Maybe I'll buy a bag of landscape or mix landscape today and put those seeds in that pot and let it grow up my driftwood trellis that I have.
It seems to be a theme with a lot of gardeners that I've noticed is that you buy before you know where it's going to go.
Yes.
You just get excited about the plant.
I know. It happens all the time. Like, I'm just getting it. I'll find somewhere for it, right? Like, well, find somewhere for a 20-foot vine. Get ready. But
I'm excited.
Everybody should find a spot.
I'm excited. Everybody come out. We still have some seeds and so many other things here.
Yes.
My gosh, this nursery is full.
Oh, we're busting. Yeah, there's a lot to look at. Pretty stuff. New stuff.
Yeah. I bet you we got some questions.
Oh, we do. Are y'all ready for some?
I feel like we have a lot, don't we? I mean, it's spring. There's a lot of questions.
Yes, we have a lot. So let's go ahead and dive on in. First question, what outdoor plants are easiest to keep alive? Mine would be yucca. You can plant that anywhere.
Yucca's a good one.
Then you can't kill it.
We talked about that. There's a lot of ways to kill a plant, but there's not a ton of ways. Like, there's not a ton of things you have to necessarily do if you do the prep work first and get it done right first. Like, if you do the first steps properly, you're usually setting yourself up for okay down the road. Like, I like boxwood. Y'all know that. It's a super easy plant. I planted mine. I did the right steps at first, watered it once. I've never had to water them again because I didn't have to. If I were to water them and keep them wet all the time, I would probably see issues. So really, it's based on what you're going to do, versus what you shouldn't do. Sometimes like not doing things is the way to go when it comes to plants. Last week we talked about the go to fiddly figs, like doing too much to fiddly fig causes issues.
Yeah.
So plenty of outdoor plants are super easy as long as you know when to back off.
The Liriope, probably
straight up monkey grass.
Yeah.
How easy is that?
Yeah.
But I'm serious. Yucca, you can plant it anywhere.
Oh, definitely.
It's got a modern look. I know that's popular.
But think about it, Caroline. Think about it. If you plant yucca, though, and you decide that it's hot and droughty in the summer, and you're like, oh, I really need to water that, and you water it all the time, you can kill yucca.
That's true. You can
by doing that. So, we got to know when and when not to, I think is the key. But there's plenty of plants that are easy here. We'd let you know if they weren't. I mean, I talked 3 weeks ago about Pears. Pears can be a little bit tricky, okay? That's not the easiest one to plant.
That's true.
Yeah, David, a little bit. But, rhododendron can be a tricky little plant to plant. Even azaleas can be tricky if you don't get them in the right spot, do the right things. But there's
most
lots
of your
easy
trees
plants.
are easy. Once you put them in, you're done.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, you watch them in the dead of the summer. If we have drought, big trees need a lot of water. So, that's something you got to look out for on the first year. But other than that, you're right, Josh. I mean, plenty of trees I've planted have been planted, and then I just watch them. And that's it.
And to your point, Austin, much of the reasonable expectation of success will come as a result of what you either do or fail to do on the front end. And if you are there, you only really have that shot to do the proper soil preparation in advance of planting it. So any notion that you might have that, I'll do it later. Well, you can't do it later. You got to do it while you're planting.
Exactly.
So those special considerations must be allowed for in advance of the planting, and whatever it happens to be for that specific plant.
Knockouts.
Knockouts are great.
I mean, they're virtually. I can't kill one.
I just keep cutting. I cut mine back almost to the ground every year, and it comes back up and looks great.
Flowers constantly.
A lot of junipers. My
super easy.
Low growing junipers. I have quite a few. They're easy. Hey, Risha says yucca is how I feel about Bradford pear trees.
Calling yucca out.
She's a member of the Bradford Pear Eradication Society, which, by the way, according to artificial intelligence, David Bates, you created.
Well, I don't know about that, but
now, who was the founding? I know you were one of the charter members. Who was the first founder member of the Bradford Pear Eradication Society, David Bates?
You.
Yes, it was me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Send a community note to
Grok. That AI has picked up on that somehow. I don't know how that happened, but that's the way.
David from Nashville. Right. Okay.
I guess Risha wants to get on your team here and then do the same thing with yucca. She's over it.
Well, I mean, I have talked about it. You can't get rid of it once you plant it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite plant, but to me, it's one of the easiest plants to take full sun, to take neglect. Like, they can grow in the middle of a road. But my mother, shout out Sherry Gant, did just send me a text that says she's killed 2 yucca. So, and that lady can keep anything alive. So it's a matter of, plants, like learning your plants and everything. And then back around to the hyacinth bean question or discussion, Joyce says, instructions on packet say plant in ground 2 weeks after last frost date. Isn't it too early?
Well, in theory, that's what you want to do. But at the same time, a bean will just sit in the ground, honestly, until it's time to wake up. So, that's fine. If you planted beans last year, no matter what kind of beans you planted, and you left the seed pods on and they dried and they fell off to the earth, they're going to lay dormant all winter until it's time for them to wake up. So, to keep your seed where you want to keep it, like we talk about that all the time, rain doesn't wash it away, all that. You may wait, but it's totally fine for you to put that in the dirt. It's just going to sit until it's ready to wake up.
It's going to hang out.
Yeah.
And they usually tell you the germination rate on the seed packs too. So, I mean, it's probably going to sit there 2 weeks for sure, wouldn't you think?
Well, beans are pretty quick usually and a very high germination rate with beans in general. Yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, you're right. It's going to sit for at least probably 2 weeks till the weather really, in nighttime temps get up there, ground temperature warms up. Then you'll see those beans jumping beans.
Yes, you will.
It'll
be an exciting time. I can't wait to plant mine. And then Helen on YouTube is saying, I'm going to share Austin's hydrangea boot camp with a fellow gardener. But what advice would you give her if she doesn't know what type of hydrangea it is?
Well, in the video, I got very detailed.
She will know.
You will know.
That.
You have examples, right?
Examples of everyone. I even went Latin on you and told you how to figure them out. So
you did. Okay.
I mean, you can show me pictures. I'll certainly be able to help you. Know what you got. But if you watch the video, you are going to know which hydrangea you have. Okay, at least if it's one of the 5 species that we talked about during that video. But I'm sure it's one of them, and we will figure it out. I had fun with that video. That was. I love hydrangeas.
You love talking hydrangeas and roses.
They're starting to wake up.
Your rose boot camp video went on for, I think, over an hour and a half.
That was way too long. Nobody liked that. No,
I think everybody liked it.
No, they
kept
didn't.
Going, including Tyler.
No,
he let
that's
it happen because he was so engaged.
That was one of my worst videos. I just rambled. Couldn't help it. Sorry.
I think it was great. I watched some of it. If you were watching, if you were listening, that's true. We have cut them down to about 30, 40 minutes. And you're not sure what we're talking about. Bates Botanical Boot Camp are webinars that we do here from Bates Nursery. And we have a whole archive. I think we have over 90. We're about to hit 100.
We might have 100 now.
We might have 100. You can go to YouTube. You can search Bates Botanical Boot Camp. It will pull that up. You can go to the Bates website, scroll down to the bottom. All that info is there. We have indoor, we have outdoor, we have soil, mulch, compost. I think we have one on canning maybe that Terry did a while ago.
Terry did one on canning, yeah.
We got a lot out there.
David's wife Renee did one on orchids.
On orchids.
And that was a good one.
Amaryllis.
That's got a lot of views going on. So there's good information out there.
Yeah. You can learn so much.
Let's learn more about let's learn more about Earth Mix. I want to know.
Yeah.
David.
I want to know.
I am right here. This is time to be thinking about Earth Mix garden products. I mean, you're planting right now. If you're not planting, I mean, today might be one of those days where you're kind of just doing preparations for planting. It doesn't matter whether you're actually going to plant today or you're simply preparing to. You need to keep Earth Mix garden products front and center. It doesn't matter where you go to get it. It is available all over Middle Tennessee and Kentucky. If you go to the Find Earth Mix tab on the Earth Mix website, you click there and you'll quickly see that there are all these locations all over Tennessee, northern Alabama, Kentucky, western North Carolina, even out in Colorado and in Idaho. Check all those out. You can put in your address for turn-by-turn directions for the location nearest you, or simply zoom in to the nearest one. Earth Mix Garden Products really specialize in a couple of ways. Now, everyone loves to throw the term organic around, and Earth Mix is not the exception. We really take a lot of pains to make sure it is a completely organic product, but more than that, it's a very viable product. It's a very live product. The supernatural compost that we produce is loaded with things such as endo and ecto mycorrhizal fungi, humic acid. These are things that naturally occur in nature. However, we give additional amounts in there to ensure that they are at optimal levels. And what that does is that ensures that whether you're using supernatural simply to top dress or add to your existing garden levels, it's also input of several of the other product lines that are downstream, Earth Mix Garden, Proganics O, to mention a couple. And what that does is that adds that viable and very vital nutrition to the soil. What you get when you use Earth Mix Garden products is performance and growth and survivability like you'll get with no other. People show us photographs where they have used others in near side-by-side locations, and it is dramatic. If you simply are obsessed with trying to get the best results, and you want to save money because the price of the bag is only a part of the cost. You're buying these plants that are not inexpensive. You owe it to yourself to get the very best results. And that's what you get when you use Earth Mix Garden products, Josh. And you are a longtime user of the product. You know well the benefits that it gives you. And I think there's a little something you like to add to the end of this little spot to make sure that people understand all you need to do.
You need 4 things. You need sunshine, you need water, you need plants, and you need Earth Mix. Got the recipe for success because they use the best inputs for you to get the best output. Period.
That's the way we do it. Earth Mix.
That's right.
Available at the finest retailers all around. And if your local retailer does not have it, there are dealer inquiry tab here on the site. You can do that, or you can send them out, recommend. And Earth Mix is available in bags. And you could buy those bags by the pallet. You could also super sacks are available and bulk. So check it all out at earthmix.net. And we appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes to talk about that and to give you the edge in gardening that you need to have success. We've been doing this for 93 years.
Wow.
And through that course of time, we've really figured out the things that work and don't work. And from my grandmother is, what the inspiration came from on doing soil mixes and that kind of thing. So from Bessie Bates through today, we're here to help you grow your plants. So thank you for that. So Caroline Austin, what you got coming up next? What's our next question?
Well, we do have quite a few comments coming in on all of our pages. I did want to shout out Jan, who says yours is the best hydrangea care video I've ever seen, to Austin about Bates Botanical Boot Camp.
Oh, thanks, Jan.
Yeah.
Super nice.
And then Colin is asking about a non-goat related plant, which we're about to go into. Colin says, why are they so bad? And I believe you were talking about Bradford pear.
Well, Colin, I'll give you some reasons, okay? It's going to be quick. We talk about it all the time. But, Bradford pear are beautiful in the spring. They're beautiful in the fall. What do, though? They grow very, very upright, okay, as most pears do. They split extremely easy in your yard. A lot of times they will literally just half of it will fall to the earth.
It's a beautiful thing.
Also reseed badly, okay?
Yes.
They really take over forests, no joke. In any of the white trees you see right now, just randomly in the woods, those are the Bradford pears.
Brentwood.
the epicenter
down the road from Bates Nursery.
Down the road from anywhere, y'all. Like that's the problem.
If you find an open field that looks like like it's planted with wheat and it's all white trees that are about 6 or 8 feet tall, that's bad, folks. That's feral Bradford pear trees out there, buddy.
That's exactly what it is. And they don't really do much for our native ecosystem here, okay? It's not one of our natives that really lives in our woods naturally.
In fact, they shade them out.
Shade out. Other things, they're extremely fast growing. I mean, which like used to be back in the day. I can see where the lure of Bradford pear was back in the day, like why people thought it was such a good one. It's just that it turned out to not be a great one when we see its invasive properties, okay?
Right.
But like I said, it is a bit like right now, you can't argue that it's a pretty tree. But it does smell kind of bad.
I could argue that it's not a pretty tree.
Oh, Josh, you would.
I would.
It's your birthday. You can say what you wish.
Well, I mean, it's illegal to purchase them in certain states of the United States now. I mean, there are bounties on them. People in, I think it's North Carolina and South Carolina for sure. They will pay you or give you a new native tree if you replace a Bradford pear.
That's a great policy.
Yeah, it's absolutely a great. When did you quit selling them, David? That would have been about.
I don't think we have sold them in the 21st century.
Right.
I think
way back in the 90s. Yeah.
So we recognized early on there's a lot of growers who had a vested interest in producing them. It took them a while to come around. Part of the problem was, Austin's talking about how they're bad to split out. There were other cultivars that were developed that were were decidedly less susceptible to that. However, those are the ones who became able to be pollinated by the Bradfords, which has the male part of the flower. So that's when the problem really became exponentially worse.
Yes.
And this terrible seed got cast to the hillsides, and it is. I don't know that we'll ever
get rid of them.
It's back from that. It will take a really concerted effort, and with the number of different issues there are in life today, I don't know how high Bradford pear is on the list, but it's one of those things that people need to be thinking about, is that what we can do to alleviate these things. It is a problem.
It is
not a fun problem, but what is fun?
What is fun?
What's fun?
Stuff that's happening.
What? You mean what's in bloom with Austin?
Hey, it's back.
Tyler gets to sing so much.
We're kind of back. We don't have the button today yet, but that's okay. I told Tyler, I said, just sing it for me. That's
like I said.
What's in bloom? Okay. We're back now, okay? This whole week, y'all, things have been blooming, so I was like, you know what? Let's talk about some things that are in bloom. Y'all want to know what's going on out there. So this is what we're seeing. Right on the ground, I know y'all are seeing daffodils. Hey, daffodils are so cheery every spring, and they look really good this time of year. Like, they started early, but they're still going now. Really pretty daffodils. Gotta love those. The first sign of spring. And then the other bulbs that are right there with it, hyacinths. What a pretty little plant. Not a lot of people have hyacinth bulbs, but if you do, you love them, because they're a pretty little thing. Hey, bridal wreath spirea is that white shrubby thing that is like spraying, up in the air, and it's blooming white right now. If you're seeing that, that's what it is. It's a type of spirea, which is kind of weird. Okay, forsythia, of course. I don't love forsythia or anything, but boy, is it yellow.
So pretty when it's in bloom, though.
Yeah, I guess.
They're having a good spring so far, too.
They're having a great spring.
It's so yellow everywhere.
Really full, like probably full show this week, like full. Okay, so there's obviously forsythia. Sign of spring, they're great. Hey, one thing I do like is those spring blooming camellias. What about camellia? We brought one in the studio today because they are fantastic, and those spring ones are really showy. I saw one this morning on the way in, so I wrote it down. It was great.
I think those are where it's at in the camellias, actually, because you really get to enjoy the full duration of the flower time on the spring flowerings, more so, I think, than the fall flowering.
I think you're so right. I bought some fall flowering ones. Mistake, because, they'll be in bloom, and then a frost will happen, and I get nothing for the rest of it. So, real fun. But my camellias look okay, leafy, but, whatever. Okay.
You're a little bit mad at them.
I am mad. Also mad at Bradford pear, but it's blooming. Josh, happy birthday, buddy. Sorry, Bradford pear is blooming. Yep, and then the sand cherries. Those are them old school purple leaf little shrubby cherries. Those things are in full bloom right now. Blooming kind of white, but a little bit blush. They're cute. They were sold crazy back in the day as a cute little small flowering tree. So there you go. If you got those.
Sistina plum.
Yeah. People, same thing. Yeah, it's common names. People call them that, and they're pretty. I mean, hey, they're great. And those old school properties, they are out there. Looking good. Okay. And then, we talked about Bradford pear. Let's talk about regular fruiting pears.
Yes.
The fruiting pears are really going nuts right now. If you've got an old one, it's been out there, it's gnarly, and you think that thing looks dead. Nope, it's blooming right now. That's what they do. Pear trees. I do like a good pear.
Mine is blooming.
Yep, I do. And then, hey, your star magnolias, your Jane magnolias, people, how pretty are they this year? We brought some in the studio today. Good luck after tonight. I don't know. We got rain. We got wind. We got 32 degrees tonight. What are magnolias going to do?
Drop every one of those blossoms.
I got a feeling.
Yes.
I got a feeling. Let's hope not. Let's hope 32 is not cold enough to take it down. Let's hope there's not enough rain or wind to take them down.
Got one right across the street. It is absolutely gorgeous.
And a cautionary note for people who might want to buy one and take it home, this might be a really good opportunity just to sit it in the garage for a couple of days.
Exactly. Me and Tyler literally talked about this yesterday. We brought these two magnolias in the studio today because we did not want the rain and wind to knock those beautiful blossoms off.
So sad.
Okay, it would. Like David said, if you buy one today, don't plant it today. Let's put it in the shed tonight, okay? But they are in bloom, at least for today.
Yes.
Okay? And then, you know what else? Witch hazel, which is a weird one, but obviously a beautiful plant.
Mine.
Josh, you love yours. I know it. It's a beefy, beautiful little plant. And then a random we've never talked about on this show before, and this is Cornus moss. That is that Latin I was telling you about. But a common name is cornelian cherry. Why is it called that? Not a clue. It's not a cherry. I don't know who Cornelius was. But he looked at it and he was like, this is kind of like a cherry, but no, it's not. It's a dogwood. Y'all, it's a dogwood. It's a different species of dogwood than what you're used to. It blooms yellow.
It's
and
so
it is
pretty.
adorned across the whole shrub. It's kind of a shrubby tree, if you will. But what a beautiful plant. We've never talked about it. Cornus moss, cornelian cherry. Y'all find one because it's cool. And you know what? That's it. I messed it up. I had something going. Yeah, that's what's in bloom.
You did it.
That's his what's in bloom.
That's his what's in bloom.
That's his what's in bloom.
There you go.
Well,
Okay.
Debbie here on the stream said she's hoping you're still doing the goat too.
Oh, I didn't do the goat this week. I couldn't wrangle the goat.
But it gives you
this
something
week.
to look forward to next
Yeah, it
week.
does. I'm going to
That's
keep that going. We're going to keep both
He
going.
did an
okay?
evil goat. We did an evil goat.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
true.
We did do an
The
evil
anti-goat.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
like anti-goat.
The anti-goat.
That's great.
Yes. Bradford pear, anti-goat.
But if you want to see that, what were you talking about? That last
What?
one, the yellow flowering Cornelius plant.
Yes,
what is it called?
the dogwood.
The dogwood. Ben Trest, I think, said that there's one at Cheekwood. That's
Yes,
pretty
he did
big.
say that.
So that would be in bloom right now. And I do have one that's in bloom. A
What
plant
you got?
that I planted that you were like, Caroline, why? Ben also got one.
Ugh, what?
White forsythia, which is
No.
not true forsythia, but mine is blooming and it's super cute.
I know, that's a different genus altogether. That's
Yeah.
not forsythia at
No.
all. I got to re-look at what that even is.
It's
but
weird.
Is it pretty or is it just like...
Yeah,
eh?
it's smaller than like your yellow forsythia that you see. Like the bloom itself it's probably about half the size. It's white, but the inside is this light little pink. It's very dainty.
We've actually got some dogwoods showing up in 37167.
Really?
Yeah, few.
I haven't quite seen any. I have seen red buds and I have
was
seen...
just about to say my red buds are like swelling.
They're peaking. They're peaking. And I saw some peaches peaching.
Yeah.
They're peaking peaches. They're
Peeking
starting.
and
They're not
peaching.
quite there yet. They're a little bit different shade of pink than the other ones you're seeing. But next week we'll be talking peaches.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a goat.
Yeah, but
God, I love peaches.
We
I
might
love
have gotten a
burning peaches.
preview for next week.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe not. Miriam says my neighbor's Edgeworthia is in bloom. Luscious.
Hey, Miriam,
I
thank you
think
for
it's
that. I
raining
forgot
in her
about
house
that.
too. Yeah, she said the deluge started over there too. I know.
No. But hey, Edgeworthia.
Yep.
What a beauty.
What a beauty.
Beautiful plant.
We got a live question in from a very special person, Melissa, who worked with us here at the nursery for a long time.
Melissa.
Miss you.
An author too, by
And
the
an
way.
author, yeah,
Yes.
congrats. I know I've seen your videos of your books getting here.
I think it published this week.
Yes, I believe this week or last week.
Yeah.
So very exciting. Cucumbers in Heaven is the name of that book. But Melissa is asking, why hasn't my bridal wreath spirea ever bloomed? Do I need 2 shrubs?
No, you don't need 2 shrubs, but I don't know why it's never
Too little
bloomed.
light, probably.
Do what? Yeah, I mean,
Right.
shade. I had a guest yesterday. Me and Ben were really puzzled by this too. She told us that her forsythia has never bloomed in like 3 years. And I'm like, why does this happen? Why does bridal wreath spirea not bloom sometimes? I mean, I'm assuming Melissa knows plants. She's a cut flower extraordinaire. She probably knows that bridal wreath especially likes full sun, so she probably try to get in a good amount of sun. I don't know if there's a nutrient deficiency down low. The same thing with the guest yesterday with the forsythia. I said, well, maybe there's a phosphorus deficiency down in the soil. That's rare, but it happens. And if you
certainly she would know that you don't trim it late in the summer.
Typically, yes.
And that's the other mistake that a lot of people make. Now, Melissa would not make that. We know you wouldn't, Melissa, but they set bud on the previous year. So whatever blooms you're going to get in the spring are set in the late summer, early fall. So if you cut them late, you're in trouble. I would suggest if you have those things, even if they're not blooming, if they don't flower, go ahead and cut them back and fertilize them early. Get them done. When the other ones are going out of bloom, just go ahead and do that. And then don't trim it anymore for the remainder of the season. But, Austin, wouldn't you agree that they probably should have a minimum of like 6 hours of sun, should they not? I mean, they'll live in less than that, but you may be where you're getting below the threshold of where they can set bud.
Exactly. And there's a ton of plants like that. Yeah. Can say rose live in shade? Certainly. It certainly can. Is it going to give you the blooms that you want, and is it going to show out as much as it should? No. And there's a lot of things like that. Okay. So what David's saying is totally true. 6+ hours of sun a day would be recommended for that. And by the way, Melissa, how are you? We have not seen you in a while. Come out and see us.
I know. It's about time for you to come
publishing
visit.
a book.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
She's
busy.
Good point. She is very busy. But again, congratulations, Melissa. Melmac Florals is her cut flower business. Give her a follow on Instagram. Find her on Facebook. She makes some really gorgeous arrangements. She grows most of it, if not all of it, herself. So it's a really great small business to support.
I think she's my daughter's neighbor, too.
Oh.
I think in the same neighborhood, I think.
Really?
Pretty sure.
We'll have to get to the bottom of that. But let's get to the bottom of some more questions.
No.
So Kim on Facebook says, I have a large limelight hydrangea. It blooms beautifully, but when pruning it back, I saw several cross branches that were growing into each other. Should I cut one of them out? Both branches are at least an inch or more thick, not new branches.
You can go ahead and do this, y'all. It does not matter how you cut limelight. Caroline, you can tell them on this. You can cut them as much as you want. You can move them. You can punch them in on the sticks. They don't care.
You can punch them on the stick.
Yeah, punch the stick. Doesn't even matter. But I mean, it is good practice to kind of get the dead, dying, or diseased wood. I always talk about that. But also the crossing. Yes, I mean, it just looks more attractive, I think. Now, if you let it be and let those sticks cross, is it still going to live and bloom and be fine? Yes, it is, okay? It's just for me, like during dormancy, when I get to see those sticks and when I really get to play with it, I like to take the ones that are crossing, and I take the ones that, where the cross is, I take the one that looks better than the other one, and I just don't even think about it. You just snip it, throw it, forget about it,
Snip it, throw it, forget about it.
That's right.
My husband just ran over one of my small ones that I cut back, flattened it out completely, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, it's not going to look great, but I think it's going to come back from the ground.
Of course it is.
Because those things are indestructible.
That's the thing.
You can't, well, we'll see. But he did run right over the middle of it. Wow. Impressive. All right. And James on YouTube is asking, what are your thoughts on coral bark and Chinese French tree?
Love them both.
Both are, I mean, I've got a Chinese French tree on the corner of my home.
You talk about it all the time.
Out of all the trees in the world, that's what I decided to put on the corner. And I love that plant. It's got peely, exfoliating bark, fantastic, cool little leaf shape. And it's got fantastic blooms.
Too, man.
Oh, man. Yeah. And it gets beefy quick, y'all. Like, if you want something that moves kind of quick, like it does. And it's not a huge, massive growing tree or anything. But it is a beautiful flowering tree that not a lot of people know about. So if you don't have Chinese French tree, it's about time to get one because I love mine. And then coral bark, I mean, probably our best-selling green leaf maple still to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Tyler
come
has
out.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, tons of people have one. I do a lot of pruning on maples over the wintertime, and it seems to be coral bark is probably number one that I prune, more so than any of them, or at least see out there a lot, because it's got the beautiful fire engine red bark in the wintertime. Like, both fantastic plants, okay?
Do yourself a favor and plant it in front of something dark.
Tell them, Tyler.
Like a dark fence or maybe a shady tree line or something, a juniper, because it will pop. The winter and also that vibrant green will pop against that.
Absolutely.
Contrast.
Good idea, man.
Good job, Tyler.
Yeah.
And I think there are some where we are.
Where are we?
Where are we?
I'm at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
We're at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and I just happened to be on the Bates Nursery website.
Really?
What?
Where it says Japanese maple trees right there. You can go in there, and all these types of Japanese maples we have just magically appear, and we have an extensive selection, including many types you probably did not know existed. And so you can peruse through that. The amount that we have and we continue to get in is pretty amazing. So check that out over at batesnursery.com. While you're there, you can see everything we have in the World of Caroline's department, and both with respect to tropicals and with pottery, which are her two primary areas of expertise and things that she has domain over. We have tremendous selection in all those things. And of course, on a day like today, when you're going, I don't want to go out to a nursery, is a chance of rain and all that.
Doesn't matter here.
The main reason why we built the Bates Room, and that's to give you the ability to shop connectively in the dry environment. In addition to that, we have, if you haven't been out in a year, we have repaved all of our surfaces. We just got in additional 30 brand new shopping carts to complement our already large selection of them. And we have, plants galore and all types, from the Japanese maples, as we already mentioned, to a wide variety of shade and ornamental plants, perennials. We're getting more annuals all the time, specifically cool season annuals right now. And of course, any kind of tree, shrub, ground cover, ornamental grass, you name it. Every department, everywhere, we are loaded to the gills with the greatest stuff. And not only do we have the greatest stuff, we have the expertise, and you get a sample of it here every Saturday morning on the program. We're able to give that to you directly with respect to the specific things that you're looking at, and help you to get the right plants in the right place the first time, Josh, because that's the way we do it here.
You roll with it too, buddy.
We're all about helping you get these right decisions made and not have to really take the guesswork out of it. And whether it's picking a specific plant or using Earth Mix Garden products to assure that you get great results out of whatever you're planting, that's the way we do it at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, where we have been beautifying Nashville since 1932. My grandmother started this endeavor back in the day over on 26th in Charlotte, and we still exist today as a tribute to her. And her spirit continues on through what we do every day at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, and we invite you to come see us. We are now open 7 days a week.
Seven days a week.
Well, actually, according to this week's newsletter, it's 8 days a week.
It was.
Yes, that was the name of my newsletter this week. And if you want to see that, you can simply go out to the blog right here on the website, and it will give you all that information. And 8 days a week, once you get to 7, it doesn't matter how many days a week, because it's every day.
Yep.
Sundays, we're open from noon until 4. That starts tomorrow. So on Sunday, the 16th of March, we'll be open from noon until 4. So we want to thank you for tuning in, for supporting our local endeavor here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center for generations. Beautifying Nashville since 1932, Bates Nursery and Garden Center. So thank you for that. And giving us the opportunity to serve your horticultural and gardening needs. We try to do it at a level second to none. So thank you.
I think I saw some veggies back there in the back too.
Oh, there are some.
You did.
Yeah, we've gotten a pretty good small selection of annuals, veggies, like our first little baby round.
I got to get.
It's getting ready to explode quickly.
Oh, it is. And David, you mentioned those new carts you got. Y'all, I think Tyler said a customer was just like, this cart is amazing. I mean, the customers are happy. We're happy they roll silently. I know we paved the lot too, so it makes it better. But before, they were just like, whoa, and stuff would be flying and bouncing. These new carts are
But the ones with the small tires, you don't want to get off the pavement with. And you can, if you go down to the tree lot, you need to get one of the either flatbed or one of the bigger carts that has the bigger tires on them, because they're designed to be able to go off of the pavement.
Probably
if you're on
take the
pavement
weight.
only, if you're buying annuals, perennials, anything that's on the lot, those with the casters on them are pretty deluxe.
They are so nice. You know what else is so nice?
What's so nice?
What we're surrounded by in this
What's in room with Caroline?
Wow. We've talked about these deciduous magnolias, but in the corner we have Anne. Oh my gosh.
Ain't
Like this.
ain't nothing like
We're
them.
starting off on a great start
Yeah.
right now. I blame my allergies. Thank you, Bradford pear. So Anne, not Ain, Magnolia. I wanted to call it Jane, and I think that's why I combined
I
the
get
two.
it. I get it.
Because my brain is so smart, it's ahead of my mouth. And then underneath the TV, you can see these twisty, cool looking contorted branches. We've got contorted filbert. We got these small ones in. I was looking for what to bring into the green room this morning. I'm going to move my water bottle so you can see it a little bit better. It looks like Halloween. Wow. It's spooky. It's witchy. I love it. Austin's making a face. I know this is not his favorite plant. I love this plant. I'm thinking about taking one home because these are pretty affordable. And then in the corner, we've got a beautiful spring blooming pink camellia that's going to be right behind David's head.
Yeah, it's going to take me a second.
It's going to take a second, which we've already talked about a little bit this morning. If you've been watching the show, you've seen it.
It is.
It looks like you have a flower right behind your ear.
That's a big old flower, too.
That's a big old flower. I love it.
3 or 4 inches across.
Camellias are great. We've talked about them. We love them. Everybody knows. And then let's go ahead and move in front of our table here. We've got pampas grass right on the floor. If you've grown this, you know how big it gets, how sharp those leaves are, and how much those blooms are pretty, but they will spread those little seed heads everywhere. I have some. It's great privacy, but no, it gets huge and it's very hard to dig up if you do decide to
love
plant
a grass
it.
with an attitude too.
An attitude. That's a fantastic way to describe it. A grass with an attitude. And then behind that, we brought in a little small sampling of our 4-inch pot perennials that we get in every year. And y'all, this is the spot that you should be shopping if you want some bang for your buck. If you want to get some perennials, things that are going to come back year to year that are priced really, really great.
Wow.
So I've got a tray of moonbeam coreopsis here in front of myself and Austin, these cute little yellow flowers. This is going to spread, get big over time. It'll come back year after year. It's great to add to any of your beds. Good for pollinators. My gosh.
Look at
So
this.
cute.
Look at this before we go. Less than $4 gets you this
I think
perennial.
it's a little more than $4.
They're
but
$3.79, aren't they?
$4.79.
That's same.
for the
Either
perennials.
way, less than $5
Which
gets you a
is a
perennial
steal.
that might live for longer than a decade. What can you buy
Yeah.
in this world anymore for less than $5 that will live longer than a decade?
Nothing.
This is the deal on the lot, people. These are the perennials in this size pot. That's like you said. I had to. Just,
You're fine.
That's what you should be growing.
It's the spot to go to. I yesterday bought an entire tray of the 4-inch perennials. I will probably buy about 2 more at least this year. And then Josh, what he's looking at over there is going to be our bright eyes phlox. Now, this is one that I grow. I love it. He's got it in his hand right now. This is actually a very nicely scented upright garden phlox. It's gorgeous. It's got this little dark pink circle in the middle, hence the name Bright Eyes. It's a light pink color when it's blooming. And y'all, mine, I have one that's been in the ground for 3 years now, and it's huge. It's gorgeous. And mine usually blooms 2 to 3 times over the summer.
And the hummingbirds look like probably go crazy.
The birds, the pollinators, they all love it. And then
And perhaps the best thing about the 4-inch perennials, no matter what kind you're getting, is that if you invest a little bit of time, you don't have to invest so much money. By the time you get to mid to late summer, they're going to be almost indistinguishable between that and a 1-gallon size. I mean, they really grow quickly. So you're going to save a lot of money and be able to have a lot more variety for a lot less expense.
Oh yeah, it truly it is the way to go. And then we've got October stone crop in the middle, the smaller one. This one is great. When I was talking with Bridget, our grass girl, our perennial manager back, you could talk with her all day about plants. But this is one of her favorite sedums. She says she has some in pots at her home, and she's just like, it comes up, it's low maintenance, it blooms like crazy. The bees love it. And I bought some of those in my trays yesterday. Yep. And then of course we had to bring in some creeping phlox. We've got bright eyes. No, that's the upright phlox that I was talking about. But we've got a pink and an emerald blue is going to be the purple looking one right there. And then we've got the pink back here. My gosh, so cute. Let's talk about this dark leaf dianthus. I'm really taking Tyler on a spin this morning with his camera work, which he's doing great. This is rockin' red dianthus. So you can see these blooms up here. It's gorgeous, but the leaves are almost black. They're like a chocolate red black color. So if you've got a garden bed, or if you want to plant something that's going to contrast against those green leaves on most of your perennials, this would be a really, really great one to add to your flower bed.
Kidding.
Not kidding at all. Y'all, so many flowers. And then let's talk about our feature plant today. Scabiosa pincushion flower. This is blue pincushion. I'm a fan of this. I had never heard of this, never really seen it until I started working here at Bates. And I bought some in the 4-inch perennials one year just to give it a try. And it's been so impressive. It's been really easy to care for. Mine is in full hot sun. I watered it when I planted it in the early spring. And it just took, and it keeps going. It blooms throughout the summer. I deadhead it, and then the blooms just keep coming back. So we have quite a bit of this in here at the nursery as well. So come on out, get you some flowers, get you some trees, get you some house plants. Come talk to me in there. Mm-hmm. But thank you for going on this little morning walk with me.
Great tour.
Great tour. Well, question about the filberts. Will it produce a nut?
Oh, God. Maybe?
It actually can produce a nut, but it's not considered to be an edible. I mean, it is a filbert.
Okay.
If you're wanting filberts, you don't want to buy a contorted filbert. You want to buy one that's a bigger fruit producing size. I have seen an occasional filbert on there, but they're not going to be a lot.
Okay.
Joyce says she wants a filbert, so maybe we'll see Joyce today.
Oh, yeah.
She decides to brave the weather. Sam Boyette says storms are storming over here in Inglewood.
Hey, Sam, saw you yesterday. You bought a cool maple.
Ooh.
A golden full moon. Good for you, Sam.
Yeah.
I was proud of you yesterday.
One of my on my want list.
He got a cool one, too. We talked about it. It was one that had like a cool little side stem going out on the side. I'm like, that could be cool as it ages, like later on in life. And that's a slow growing maple, so you got to kind of wait for that one. A little bit pricey, too. But Sam went for it, and I'm proud of him.
But well worth it.
Oh, he's got so money. He's got so
money.
Maples.
So money. We're in your heart for all of us today.
Sam, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I did notice last night or yesterday when I got home, my Katsura is starting to crack. I can't wait for those leaves to really open. But let's get back into some more questions. Can I dig up my hellebores and move them now with no regret? I am moving.
They're probably in bloom. I forgot about hellebore. I saw them. Well, I was thinking like moving and grooving got me moving. I mean, we don't really want to move things when they're blooming. That's kind of like the most stressful time. Plus, that's when they're the prettiest. At that point, you're probably going to mess up a bloom cycle a little bit if you do that. So, can you? Yes. I mean, hellebore is very, very tough. They certainly are. But why don't we let them bloom and finish out a little bit? Or we should have already done this. We had all winter time to do this. Now they're blooming. It's like, let's enjoy it.
They're easy to identify in the wintertime, too. Mine are having the best spring that they've ever had.
Mine look great. Really, mine are just starting to bloom. Mine are always a little bit later than the ones here in Nashville.
Yeah, I saw a property I was at the other day where I saw this Cornelian cherry I was telling y'all about, the Cornus moss, the dogwood that's weird. She had a whole stand of hellebore out there, and they were full show. Must have been in just a more sunny spot in the spring or whatever. I don't know what, but they were really showing off. So
I love them. I want more.
I can't stand
it. They're a little bit pricey.
I really can't stand hellebore ever until it blooms. And I'm like, you know what? This is pretty good when it's in full
Yeah, but
bloom.
You hate the downturn blooms.
Yes, that annoys me.
That.
Mm-hmm. Mine are perky picky this year. I mean, really perky. And
get a picture, Josh.
I will.
Highway to Hellebore. Josh. We need to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Our viewers and listeners need to see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting photos, I believe we have some photos from both Colin and Joyce this morning.
Hey, two regulars.
Start with Colin first.
Let's start with Colin first. So Colin sent some great photos in from his garden bed.
Let's see it, Colin. Hey, you. Oh, yeah. Yep. You love the hyacinths.
You talked about that.
Everybody really does, to be honest. When they're blooming like that, they're beautiful. What's that little red in the back?
I don't know, but
is that a spirea? Is that a spirea cracking red leaves, maybe? Colin?
It is a candy corn spirea.
Yep, knew it.
Nice.
Yep.
Those are pretty right now.
Colin says, love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Colin. Good to see you, buddy. You keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that was a sea of gold juniper that the hyacinth is peeking through.
Just tucked right up in it.
It's Colin. So proud of you. Tucked on in there. Mm-hmm. I love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous photos.
Moving on to Joyce now.
Joyce
Check
says,
out this.
Here's a little sunshine for a rainy day. I'm so happy to get 8 number 3 Deutzia Nico to replace my dinky ones I bought online a few years ago. These will get big enough to hide the daffodil foliage. or in my lifetime. Dinky ones moved to the back. I just planted some Ducia this year, and I am very excited. Mine are just starting to leaf out.
I love that sculpture.
This looks like cheekwood right now, Joyce.
It really adds a lot to the overall landscape look. It's really nice.
Yeah, she upped her game with the statuary game. I done told y'all about that last week. Like, that's how you can just that little bit of art changes the whole scene. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Joyce, I helped you find those Ducia the other day. They're in a weird spot on the lot, but we found them, and you planted them, and your daffodils are great, and that is clean. Girl, you know I love it clean, and that is clean, and I like it.
Like Tyler said, I mean, that looks like cheekwood, Joyce. That is pristine and gorgeous.
Does she have a pond in the back?
Is that?
She's got, well, I know she has some kind of like water.
I believe that's a stormwater mitigation retention pond that can slowly drain out.
Oh. It looks like someone threw yellow flowers all in it.
Yeah, I think Joyce told me about it. It's a HOA issue or something.
It's a great picture, though.
Looks Joyce, good work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Y'all send your photos to gardeninginsideout@gmail.com.
There it is. I call my garden Cheekwood East.
Oh.
Okay. There you go.
Love it, Joyce.
Beautiful.
All right, well, let's get some more questions. We still have some live ones coming in. We got one from Bill asking, what is the best fertilizer for blue spruce?
Bill.
That's Buffalo Bill Hayes, right?
Oh. He's a friend of the show, right? He's a long-time friend of y'all, old Bill. Uh-huh. You know, I've
about a job at your house, too, so give me a shout, bud.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bill, let's think about it. First off, if your blue spruce is still blue and looking nice, like, we don't want to, I've really read you don't want to over-fertilize blue spruce all that much because it loses its blue if you do that. Like, it can go more greenish on you. So, don't go with, like, a high first number fertilizer at least, okay? You can keep it healthy with some organics, some evergreen, what do we call it? Holly tone is like evergreen food. You can certainly do that. But let's not go, like, real heavy numbers with that blue spruce, okay? Let's try to keep that thing blue.
And as they mature, the blueness is really on the new growth every year.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
That typically happens here. Yeah. Some can be perfect. Some can be picture perfect, up and down. Yeah. And then some will green up on you, some stress on you. Blue spruce is very variable here in the mid-state, for sure. So if you're lucky and you have one of those picture perfect ones, good for you.
Good for you.
Because not a lot of people do.
My brother lives up in Michigan, driving up there, seeing all of those.
Oh, every one of them is picture perfect.
And they're just like in the wild and just like gorgeous and stunning.
Mm-hmm. So take pictures with them in snow. That's when we need the pictures of, right?
I'll get him to send me some. I'm sure they're going to get more snow up there.
And
then Kim is asking on Facebook, do I need to make an appointment to have somebody help me choose plants for my new garden bed?
No, you don't, Kim. You come right out. You know what? You ask for me.
Come out.
Call me right up. I'll come up. I'll look at your pictures. I'll help you find whatever.
And also bring some pictures of the house and bring some pictures of the bed.
Oh, most definitely do that. Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see the bed, the curves, all the good stuff, and that way we can help you find what you want. And that's the cool thing about this place. I don't give you what I like. I let you tell me what you like, and I'll let you know if it'll live there. If it won't live there, I'll let you know. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you're trying to grow Pears in the full sun or rhododendron in the full sun just because you love it, I'm going to be like, no, you can't do that.
But you will give great options.
I'll give you 8 options for every spot.
8? I said great, but you said 8.
8 and great.
8 and great options. Yep. All right, you hear that? You get 8 great options for each spot.
There you go.
Come out and try this out. And Joyce says, no, that's algae bloom.
Oh, well, that's still pretty.
Yeah, it is really, really pretty. All that yellow. Mm-hmm. All that yellow spilling over. Joyce, can't wait to see you today.
Look at what it smells like, though.
Oh.
Get the HOA. Get out there. Get on those.
Just a quick reminder before we get off the air. We are getting, as we've already had a report from Inglewood, a little bit of rain, and we're seeing a slight amount here at our weather station here at Bates Nursery. But again, don't let that deter you. Nope. We have a huge indoor shopping area. So come out and see us. Bring your umbrella because you may want to poke your head outside. And we'll not only be open until 4 o'clock today, from 9 until 4, from noon until 4 tomorrow, our first Sunday. The rain should get out of here early tomorrow morning, so we should have a good Sunday opportunity. So we appreciate your consideration and coming out and see us. We got a lot of stuff to show you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No doubt. Absolutely.
Colin left a great comment.
What Colin say?
Coming out. Colin says, but he will judge you with his eyes.
Colin!
Ooh, Colin.
No, I won't. Only if I know you, Colin. Look, I'm just being honest. If you have something, I'm just like, do you really think you want that?
He won't judge you, but you will know how he feels about certain plants by the look in his eyes.
He's subtly manipulating
no way to hide that.
I hate to say that y'all are right. It's true.
It's not judging you.
Nuh-uh.
It's thinking about his feelings about the plants. But one thing about Austin and about a lot of people who work here at the nursery and help with plants is we are very passionate about plants, whether it's indoor or outdoor, perennial, shrubs, trees, what have you. I mean, you'll hear us talk about what works for us, what doesn't work for us, why we like stuff, why we don't like stuff. It's not judging. It's just like our personal experience with these plants and how that makes us feel.
Exactly. You can talk to Caroline about Black-Eyed Susan, and she's like, I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world.
I love that.
And I'll be like, I hate it. Never do it. But
so
you know what?
If you see what you think are judgy eyes from Austin, come find me, because chances are I love that plant, and I can tell you why I love it.
You will definitely get opinions around here.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Josh, happy birthday, buddy.
Yes, happy birthday.
Way to go, man.
And you need to get you some plants today at your birthday. Treat yourself, okay? I'll let you know if I don't like it.
Okay.
We did make it through another birthday cycle, Josh. So congratulations to us both.
Another trip around the sun, as they say. So, but 63 years ago, the old man went to the bowling alley. Mom went to the hospital. That's okay. Gotta love the major. I mean, you didn't go to the hospital. You didn't go in a room in those days. I mean, did you? Yeah, you didn't do it. Hey, folks. Even though it's my birthday, we appreciate you being here, because that's the best gift that I can get is when you guys chime in, whether you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, on Twitch, any of the social media platforms. When you enjoy the show, that makes me very, very happy. Hey, next Saturday morning, we're going to come back and do it again. Come out to the nursery tomorrow at noon and fill up the carts. Get those new carts out there rolling. Get them field tested. Hey, thanks for everybody here at the Gardening Inside Out show. We'll see you right here next Saturday morning.